Okay, so real quick, you can see you got a little contraption set up over here. So this is a trackway, and we might get around to it tomorrow, or we might get around to it next week, but got it set up. Kind of similar to the stream table. We're gonna play around with it, and then we're probably gonna have little kids come in and have one or two of you kind of help them play around with that and show them maybe a little magic trick or something that we might learn.
You can show them how it works.
You can show them how it works after we get around to it.
No, you could.
Yeah.
Both.
So to start the tracks, we're going to talk a little bit about tracks and traces. So we have a little Kahoot and then a little pre-assessment.
Let's play it.
What is that U? What is that? Is that a porcupine? That's if you're trying to say uni.
So for this, there's going to be a lot more than one right answer. And so you get more points if you can get all the right answers.
I'm in third place. I'm behind Juice.
I don't know, what is that?
It's not English.
It's
Let me
not
search it up
English.
on Google.
Okay, look it up on Google. What is it?
Oh, come on, I spelled what wrong?
Come on, Courtney.
Who taught me that? Like, seriously, what does that mean? I don't know what animal that is.
What do you think, Thomas? You seen that before? Who got the blue one?
Me.
How do you pronounce it?
Skin nose Josh.
No, I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Is that,
Oh yeah, it's not beaver.
what is
It's
it?
a frog.
I think bro.
So you guys already know a lot about what's leaving the traces and tracks around here, right? So what we're kind of going to get into is analyzing those a little bit more and looking at physiology.
Cool.
And then we'll talk a little bit about what happened up in Denali. They found a bunch of dinosaur tracks. And from tracks, you can actually, and knowing stuff about local animals, you can kind of start to work your way backwards and figure out what dinosaurs were actually like based on their tracks and based on some similarities between animals that we have today and what they could have been. Alright, so here's the crossword. There are 8 vocab words for this unit.
That's me.
Oh, come on, take me and you messed up, look. Board's all like.
So no one wanted to take the shoe off? You measured yours with your shoe on? No?
No,
You took your shoe off?
Yeah, I took my
Chuck,
shoe.
and yours is shoe on?
Hip height. That's that started from the foot to.
If you left your shoe on, we might just mark that it's the boot. So I'm going to put boot right here just as a little note. That might be useful knowledge at some point.
Hip height. That started from your foot towards your hip height.
27.
Yeah, so hip height is what?
Started from your foot to your hip.
So one thing we want to do is, where does our hip start? Where do you guys think? How do you describe that area?
Your bone right here.
Yeah, that bone right there. So you think the very top of the bone? Top of the hip bone?
Yeah.
Or do you think, because right, it's that socket, it's a socket joint in there, right? So where do you start by measuring the hip? And really we're just having this discussion so we all measure from the same place.
Damn, this is short.
Yep, so you might need to help someone else and say, okay, that's 100 centimeters. That's 90. Okay, I got 90 marked.
Tim. Alright, I see.
103?
So you think it's 103?
102?
So your hip
right
is
up here?
Feels right.
I would say 90. Where do you think it's at?
Yeah.
Yep.
Here.
Oh yeah. I'd go 93 or 103. 100 and what? Yeah, 103. Where's your hip?
Well, you started with the shoe up there, right here.
Well, where's your hip? Where's the helmet? Is that your hip? How do you know that's your hip?
Big bone or something.
Yeah, that big bone, right? So that's your pelvis, right? That's called your pelvis. And then your hip connects right below your pelvis.
Over
So you're at 90 centimeters. So we're gonna add 90.
We're just
Now
at
where's-
the
where's your hip?
ratio.
right there.
Are you sure? That's your pelvis. Your hip's down here, right?
Oh, it's gonna tell.
It's really hard to tell, huh? Yeah, I would say probably like 105.
Close enough. I race 6.
Oh, don't do that.
Where there's FL.
106. 105.
It's just right here. What's this FL
So FL is foot length. So here's, can I borrow yours? I want to get mine back.
Foot length and height, right?
So we learned a new term. Or we didn't learn it. Some of you guys actually knew what it was. It was bipedal. What does bipedal mean?
To a four-legged creature.
Two-legged.
Oh yeah, two-legged.
Man-eating lizard.
Yeah, so we have bipedal. Okay, so bipedal is 2. What's quadruped?
Four-legged.
Where have you guys heard quad from?
Math.
Quadrangle, a math. What else is quad?
Quad bike.
A quad bike, right? That's how I kind of always remember it. Quad is, they're called quads because there's 4 tires, right? What's a trike?
103.
3. So trimester, right? So whenever you hear tree, you kind of hear 3. And bi is always 2. Quadru is 4 legs. So we're looking specifically at, are we bipeds or quadrupeds? We're bipeds, right? So what scientists have done is they've actually come up with this ratio that all bipeds, their foot length is generally a fourth of their hip height. So if you take your foot and you measure it, it should be about four lengths. You should have 4 feet to your hip height.
I say that's a little over than 4.
1, 2.
A little.
Three.
So if you took 25 times 4, you would get 100. But yours is at 103. So that's actually pretty close. It's not that far off. So you would come up here and you would write, okay, well my foot length to hip ratio is 25 to 130. And if we divide that down, what's 1 divided by 4? What do you think, Courtney?
0.25.
0.25.
Go to
So it's, so what is 25 divided by 103?
4.
0.2427. That's pretty close, right? So we have,
Now you only add the numbers.
Alright, Josh, you want to do yours? You and Tim want to work yours?
I'm gonna go as a guess of 1.
So remember, we have the ratio of 1 foot length is to 4 hip height. 1 to 4. That's the ratio. So it's 26 to 106. So what is Josh's going to look like?
6.
You're going to have to check his work. Make sure it's right.
Huh?
Courtney, you got yours? Foot length to hip height ratio?
Before.
Samples. Because what do we know about dinosaurs? What do you guys know about dinosaurs?
They're reptilians.
Reptilians? What else do we know? When did they go away?
Millions years ago.
19 years ago?
65 million years ago.
Oh, 65 million years ago? I thought when Corbin was born. It disappeared as soon as Corbin was born. So here you go. Here's a book if you need a distraction. But they all died at the same time, right? The dinosaurs went extinct all about the same time. So we know that if we're looking at really young rocks, are we going to find any dinosaur bones? No. So the right rocks are those deposited environments where dinosaurs lived and at the right time. So this was a pretty nasty map, right? There's a lot of stuff going on in here. But you can kind of start to tell all of these are kind of hitting that light green area is where it's at. And that kind of means all those rocks are exposed and they're all about the same age. So the Mesozoic sedimentary rocks. And also the right environment. So Alaska was kind of a tropical forest at one point, right? Way back when. So here's that Mesozoic again. So this is the Earth's time scale, right? So humans have been around for, this long. This is us up here. Dinosaurs were around for this long, but then they went extinct. So the big extinction. So it's the TK.
You think that's gonna happen to us?
Oh yeah.
I think so. I mean, it happened twice.
What do you think, Courtney? Are we doomed for extinction?
Yeah.
Totally.
In your lifetime?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Why? What do you think would cause?
Donald Trump. Just kidding.
Okay, how could Donald Trump cause human extinction?
World War III.
World War III, yeah. What about World War III could cause human extinction?
Climate change by a whole lot.
Climate change? What did you say?
People dying.
Oh, there's something.
What could happen during World War III that could cause human extinction?
Oh, nuclear.
Yeah.
Nuclear war, right? And more specifically is nuclear fallout. So yeah, we could bomb a bunch of these targeted cities and just kill millions and millions of people.
And then it
But
comes
that's
to
fine.
Alaska.
Yeah, but right, remember we talked about last semester, like all those nuclear particles are going to go up in the atmosphere, they're going to start spreading out.
Radiation.
You're gonna go
Radiation's
grasshopping.
going to kind of spread.
You know what happens when you get in the first hour radiation poisoning? It's so messed up. You should look it up.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to. But yeah, so that's the one way to go extinct. Why do you think the dinosaurs went extinct?
The Ice Age,
The Ice Age? What caused the Ice Age?
climate change,
Climate change? What caused the climate to change?
the atmosphere. Just kidding.
What is it?
What?
Something fell out of the sky, I think.
Something fell out of the sky, right? That's
Yeah.
one hypothesis. There was an asteroid that hit. That's like the Gulf of Mexico. We kind of get that loop. They think something hit there. So when an asteroid hit, you get this big explosion and a lot of debris, dust particles go up into the atmosphere, is the theory. Yep. And when you get that much particle up into the air, you start reflecting sun's energy back. And it changes the temperature enough that it can cause animals to go extinct. So yes, in a sense, could climate change make animals go extinct? Yes, climate that
We're
is
kind of
happening.
been long. We've been alive for a while. It could happen soon.
Humans are pretty adaptable though.
No, look at that. Just kidding.
They're adaptable in the sense that they can control their
Oh
environment.
yeah, we could
Sometimes.
move to Mars before it happens.
Okay, so there's the age of the dinosaur. And so really, anytime you find dinosaur prints, bones, tracks, traces, anything like that, it's going to be dated back to around this time.